We all have blockages in different areas of our lives. And one of the blocks that I see that comes up quite a bit for me recently is this idea of perfectionism. Our need to be perfect. This is one of those blocks that is unseen. You don't really know it's there, but it's happening all the time and you don't even know it's happening. And it can actually create karma. Now bear with me here, because I guarantee that you're doing it in some way, shape or form. We have this hunger for perfectionism, to look a certain way, to appear a certain way to others. We have perfectionism in the work that we do, or even right now, as I'm creating this video, I'm going to edit this video and edit out all the mistakes so the video is perfect. We want to be perfect around our partner, in our relationships, in romance. In dating, we show up a certain way in the beginning, and then over time we lose that sense of perfectionism, and then we show our true selves. Karma is not just, forgiving someone or letting go of something in the past. Karma is your subconscious programs. And what I mean by that is the way in which you perceive reality. And one of the ways in which we perceive reality is that we need to be perfect. Most of us don't have permission to be ourselves. We are so reliant on the external world, and it creates a lot of conflict. So, some people will buy an iPhone, for example, and this has been me too, because everyone else has an iPhone. But sometimes it's not necessarily the best phone to have, but because other people have it, you don't want to be different from other people. So when it comes to manifesting, there's feeling behind it. There's a certain frequency and vibration behind every manifestation, a certain intention behind what you are manifesting. And underlying this could be a sense of perfectionism, or being perfect, to look or be perceived perfect, to have the perfect lifestyle. I want to manifest the perfect lifestyle where I have the money, I have the car, I have the home, so that society sees me as someone that is worthy or fitting in or normal, or whatever it is. All right. So many of us, you'll find many of us, buying cars that we can't afford. And generally in life, a lot of people cannot afford a car. Many people cannot afford a home. What we're doing is we're going to banks and loan companies and getting mortgages and loans for our car, and we're paying monthly for them. So that means we actually don't have the money to get this possession in life. A lot of people will get a nice car that they can't necessarily afford, especially where I grew up, rough neighborhood. People will get nice cars and they won't have any money in the bank account at the end of the month, just to be perceived as someone that has a nice car. They don't even have money to pay for petrol. And it's quite silly and backwards. Now, there is a state, there is a vibration where you can still have these things and get these things and still you're not doing it for other people. But you have to determine that for yourself subconsciously. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you wanting to manifest what you're wanting to manifest? Oftentimes we think the external world is going to make us happy. There's no such thing as happiness in your external reality. It doesn't matter if you want to travel. It doesn't matter if you want to make a lot of money. It doesn't matter if you want to get into a relationship. It doesn't matter if you want to have kids, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy. Happiness is created within. We also have a sense of perfectionism in how we perceive others. And so when something looks out of alignment with how you perceive things, when something looks out of alignment with your vision of reality, it hurts the self, it injures the self, it makes the self feel bad. And the ego will flare up and say something about that thing that we don't like. And again, even I do this myself, but I notice it, I'm aware of it. And I think that's the key here, is to become aware of it and know that it is your ego. If we're doing these things unconsciously, and we continually feel a certain way about our external reality, that we don't like it, it should be this way, it should be that way, it's not the way, my ideal way, again, this is creating karma, because you have negative thoughts about your external reality. The only way to truly change the external reality is to change what's going on within. Because in reality, or in spirituality, everything is perfect. It's only the ego that wants to change things externally in order to please the ego. The ego wants to be pleased, and it wants to be, it wants things to be this way and that way, and it should be like this and it should be like that. That's the ego. That's what the ego wants. Truth, your soul, is way beyond that. And this is where we want to function from, to override the karma, to become aware. Okay, you want to become aware of the thoughts that you have about your external reality. You have to become aware about your wants and why you truly want them. You have to become aware of what's being projected upon you, what pretty is, what ugly is, what nice is, what this is, what that is, right? When in actuality, we should have free thinking and put our own purity into what we want. And free thinking is when you are operating from source, operating from unconditional love, operating from emptiness, operating from spirituality, and having your thoughts and emotions go outward from that. So I just want to give you some ideas on how you can shift this. I can grow a YouTube channel for the significance and the fame and the money and to be able to do all of the things that I want to do. Or that could be an extension of me growing a YouTube channel. The real core reason that I could grow a YouTube channel is to provide value to others, whether they like it or not. And what I mean by that is you're doing it without any attachment. I mean, you want to give value, you want to share with people without them needing to get a result, without them needing to get an outcome, but allowing for you to just flow and create the value, and whoever it is receiving it, whoever doesn't receive it, doesn't receive it. So what I'd say to that is like, it's really like, you got to watch those little fine-tuned things that I could want to provide value and give, and it can be spiritual, but there could also be an attachment to me wanting to help people. All right, and that attachment again is karmic. In my opinion, it's karmic. It's bad karma, because you cannot change your external world. You're focused on the external world once again. Okay, you want to focus on the self and focus on just providing unconditional love and needing nothing in return. And that opens you up to receiving a lot of abundance in your life. But again, we have all these attachments to the 3D. So I always tell people, especially if you're a healer, a coach, or something like this, you do not want to feel sorry for people. It's a very, very toxic vibration, because you're leaning into other people's lives. And when you lean into someone else's life, you are not on your own path. You're on their path now. And it's important for you to stay on your own path, to stay in your own vibrational frequency, to stay in your own energy and govern that and protect that in a way. You are creating all of this. The way that you see reality, the way that you see the world, that is all you, right? And when you can change the you, the world around you will change. I just want to make it clear, I'm not perfect. This is something that I'm continually working on. And I think there's an infinity in growth. There's infinity in getting more in tune with source. And the ego is the construct that sort of creates these ideas that we have about life and the world. That's not to say that the ego is bad. Okay, I don't believe the ego is bad. I don't believe in evil. I don't believe in these things. All I believe is isness and unconditional love, and that everything is perception and understanding and overstanding and understanding that everything in this world, everything is happening for a reason. And as soon as you get comfortable with that, you create a different vibration within inside of yourself. And I call it inner peace or stillness, or there's another word called equanimity. Equanimity is a really powerful state to be in. When you're equal, in sense of duality, polarity. You are not trying to be positive. You're not avoiding being negative. You're just being is. Okay, that's true spirituality, or what they call enlightenment, is accepting the negative, is accepting the yin and the yang, right? And another way to explain this is, you can look at someone like a narcissist or a megalomaniac or a sociopath and think that they're negative. They're not negative. In their world, in their reality, if you step into their shoes, they're actually doing something good. It makes them feel good the way that they act and behave, wanting to control the world and have power and manipulate people. It makes them feel good. So in their shoes, they're doing something good. To us, it's perceived as bad, but in actuality, it just is. And when we become more accepting of that, we find more inner peace and equanimity within inside of the self. And the more equanimity that you have when it comes to manifesting and creating the reality that you want, it's a much more ease, because it's coming from a sense of purity. It's coming from the heart and not from the ego, not from the head, not from the mind, not from what you've been taught, not from perfectionism. Now, when it comes to karma and removing your karma instantly, one of the most powerful things that you can do is raise your vibration. And a lot of people have this thing called the heart wound, right? And the heart wound is one of the biggest blocks that people have, that I've been finding recently in working with people and doing the energy readings. If you want to find out if you have this heart wound, this heart block, then send us a message on WhatsApp. A link will be in the description. And if you have it, literally, it's detrimental to the law of attraction, detrimental to your life, and karmically is manifesting those same situations, circumstances, and scenarios, and it's a struggle to break free in life. So if you want to find out if you have a heart wound, send us a message on WhatsApp, and you can get your free energy reading along with a manifestation diagnosis session where you get a call from us, and you'll find out exactly what's blocking you in all areas of life. Your karma, your blockages subconsciously, the path that you're on, and stuff like that. All right, and check this video over here on how to trust the universe when things go wrong. Being okay with things going wrong. It's very important that you are able to do that, and it creates a lot of balance and harmony within the self. So click on that video over here, and remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.